Don't mind this couch fort behind me that my son made. But this week I'm gonna try waking up every single day at 5 a.m. to do bookkeeping. So come along with me. Let's see if I am more productive than usual or less productive than usual. I'll give my final thoughts at the end, but wish me luck. I'm tired. Okay, this day started out feeling very Monday-ish, if you know what I mean. I'm always gonna look like a blanket pile in the morning. The main things that I could bring myself to do were kind of planned for the week. So I opened my calendar, I scheduled some things in that I needed to do, I made a to-do list, and I went through my emails. I wasn't really in the mood to jump right into QuickBooks so early in the morning, but QuickBooks is a large part of my day, but also just general business activities, things that have to do with running my own business, because as a bookkeeper, I do have my own business and I work for bookkeeping clients. I've been doing this about 10 years now, always part-time. I started when my daughter was born, when she was a baby, and now my kids are in 3rd grade and 6th grade. So it's definitely changed a lot throughout the years. And later in this video, I'll talk about exactly what my daily schedule looks like at this point in my life. I do have lots of day in the life videos about what does a bookkeeper do and how to start a bookkeeping business. So if that interests you, definitely stick around. Good morning. It's actually before 5 a.m. right now, strangely. I couldn't sleep for some reason. I woke up like an hour ago, so it's kind of sad. I think I'll probably crash at some point today, but thought I'd get up. I turned on the fire. I think I'm just gonna work on my computer for like an hour, and then I am meeting a friend to go on a walk at 6. Yeah, so I'm gonna work for an hour. I might just go through some emails or something kind of simple. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this wake up early this week is because it's the week before Thanksgiving. So it's one of my last full weeks of work, and then next week my kids have the whole week off. So I really won't be able to get as much work done. And this is actually one of the things I love about being a bookkeeper is that it's super flexible. So I can kind of work when I want to. Sometimes I do have client deadlines or payroll, but in general, I have a lot of flexibility. So if you do have a baby or if you have another job or whatever else you're doing in life, it is possible to work as a side hustle as a bookkeeper. And side note, if you guys are watching this when it comes out, so that is 2024 in November, I will leave all the Black Friday deals that I know of for bookkeepers in the description box. Actually, I'm going to leave them in a pinned comment, I think, because there's some really amazing deals for Black Friday. So if you've been thinking about taking like Bookkeeper Launch, for example, it's 60% off for Black Friday, which is crazy. I've never seen it that low. So definitely check that out in my description box. There's a code that you need to put in. So definitely do that if you're interested. All right, let's see how the rest of this week goes. I'm not sure exactly what to record. Like, I don't want to necessarily record myself like waking up every day. But hopefully you'll see that a bookkeeper's week has a variety of different tasks. I work when I can and I do different things. My schedule this school year is pretty similar to the last video that I did. I work in the morning, so my kids go to school, and then I start working around 8 usually. Obviously, it's a little different with this challenge that I'm doing, getting up early. But usually I work like 8 to noon, and then I take a couple hours in the afternoon to run errands and do things I need to do around the house, and then my kids come home from school. And I've always only worked part-time as a bookkeeper. I've never worked like 40-hour weeks. I mean, maybe here and there I put in a 40-hour week, but in general, I've been part-time. And the biggest number of clients that I've had is 7 clients. And that was a really good mix for me. I think I still only worked like 20 hours a week doing that. One client was really big, so I would go into their office and spend like a full-ish day there. And then the rest of my clients were what I would consider small-ish or medium-sized clients. Sometimes solopreneurs, sometimes business owners with like up to 5 employees or so. And then I have other videos on my channel about what does a bookkeeper do. But just to let you know a couple things I'm working on this week, I do have to complete payroll because it's getting towards the end of the month. That is one of my bigger time tasks, other than just reconciling or categorizing transactions and reconciling bank accounts. That's kind of like the main thing that I spend a lot of time on. But payroll is definitely a big one. I really try to take time to be very careful and exact when I'm doing payroll. And you guys probably know that I use Gusto as my payroll company for pretty much everyone. That's the one I'm most comfortable with and I know the best. And I was just thinking I need to start doing some of my year-end prep. I think I have a couple of videos on that from last year. But basically, I just like to go through my clients' entire books with kind of like a fine-tooth comb, even print them out. Usually I don't print them, but once a year I'll print them out and I'll just look at every single thing in the books and make sure nothing's in the wrong categories, make sure it's looking all, good. And usually I do that around Thanksgiving because it's kind of like a good first step to getting ready for January. And if you've been around a little while, you guys know I do not prepare taxes, so I will always work with a tax preparer for my clients and then also for myself. So I personally am not crazy busy during quote unquote tax time, but I consider January one of my busier months because that's when I am getting every single transaction perfectly categorized and just gathering up all the reports I need to send to my clients, tax preparers, for them to do their taxes correctly. I really think of January as my big deadline to complete every single thing I need to do. And you can see here I'm cleaning a bunch of Christmas presents out of my office. Sometimes that kind of becomes a dumping ground, but I have been trying really hard to get ready for Christmas early also. So I'm buying and wrapping as many Christmas presents as is humanly possible. And I also have another video, I'm not sure if it's coming out, I think it's coming out next week, about my personal Christmas budget and also the spreadsheet I use to organize my life, just as a human, but with kind of a bookkeeper's touch. Good morning, guys. I had a nice early day today and I got my kids off to school. I got ready for the day and then you probably just saw me clean up my office. So that was really needing to be done. So I'm really glad to have that over with. And now I just opened up QuickBooks on my computer and I am going to work on some client work for probably an hour, hour and a half. It's basic bookkeeping stuff. I'll probably be in the bank feeds mostly, categorizing stuff, and then I have a few checks to write. I forget what else. Maybe I might need to do some of my own business books actually, because I'm a couple months behind on that. So updating my own profit and loss and that kind of thing. So I will chat with you guys a little more while I'm doing all that. One thing a lot of new bookkeepers get really confused and have a lot of questions about is bookkeeper training. So I'll say a few words about that. If you are a bookkeeper, let us know in the comments what kind of training you did and if you'd recommend it or if you wish you'd done something different. So starting off, bookkeeping is not a regulated field, so you don't need to do a specific bookkeeper training or get a certification through the state or anything like that. It's not like other jobs. If you know what you're doing and you're able to correctly help clients, you are able to be a bookkeeper. So then, of course, the question is, how do you figure out what to do and how to do bookkeeping? And what I did was I was pretty self-taught. I took a couple community college classes. Those were helpful-ish, and they gave me a little bit of confidence, but really on-the-job training was a big part of how I learned. So I did a couple of my friends' books for free starting out, and then I also got a job working in an office. So if you want all the details about my exact story, I'm pretty sure I have a video on it. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it's called. But kind of one of the problems with the method I did was a lot of times I didn't know what to do. I felt kind of alone. I didn't have anyone to ask questions to. And so if you are in a position where you want to pay for a class, it really is helpful, especially if you think you're going to be a bookkeeper for a little while. So I'll have a link in the description box to my favorite bookkeeper training. And then I also have a couple classes, so you can look on my website, FinePoints.biz, for that. And I said it was Black Friday right now, but even if you're watching it after Black Friday, really, if you're investing in your education, I think it's going to be worth it. You're going to be able to make that money back as a bookkeeper. And if you compare it to something like a college, even a year of college, it's way cheaper. So as much as you can, see it as an investment into your business. And I don't think I said this yet, but I have this chart that talks about not every single, but a bunch of bookkeeper trainings and like the prices and the pros and cons to each one. So it will be linked in my description box as well. It's called something like list of bookkeeper trainings or how to learn bookkeeping, and I have a video to go along with it as well. So, or you can always email me. I have an assistant that checks my email. That email address is hello@finepoints.biz. So feel free to reach out if you have questions about bookkeeping or starting your bookkeeping business. Hey guys, got up early today. Actually, when my kids got up and kind of woke me up anyway. But I didn't actually do bookkeeping. I folded laundry in the morning and then I went for a walk. So I'm just getting back from my walk and there's my husband. So I'm gonna go help my kids get ready for school and then start bookkeeping. I think I titled this video, Getting Up Early to Do Bookkeeping. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't always do bookkeeping in the morning, but I guess I do something that will save me time later, and so maybe I do more bookkeeping in general. Okay, I'm gonna go get some coffee and move along with my day. Okay, yay, I made it to Friday. We did all 5 days of waking up at 5 a.m. And overall, I thought it was a good thing to try out. I'm not actually convinced it made me more productive overall. I think mainly because sometimes I'd wake up early and then I wouldn't be in the mood to do certain tasks. And then that one day I got up really early and I worked in the morning and then I actually hit a wall later in the day. So I don't know. I just think the main takeaway I have is just being intentional with my time. And if I have a lot to do, just intentionally plan the next day and make sure that I use my time wisely. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what time you guys wake up and also any other videos you'd like to see. All right, and I will talk to you again next week. Take care.